welcome to today's session. Today's session we're going to do a half an hour sculpt class and we're going to get ourselves nice and warm and mobile. So we're going to get our watches set for our, if you're using an Apple device or a Fitbit or anything, you want to put it to a high intensity session. We're going to have those feet comfortably wide apart. We're going to take a nice big deep breath in. We're going to breathe it out. We're going to reach it all the way up, keeping that body nice and long and lengthened. We keep that gap between the chin and the chest, and we're going to work through a pain-free range of motion at all times today. So let's get ourselves nice and warm, let's get that length through that body, and let's get moving. We keep that head and that neck nice and long, and we've got for 3 more to go. And 2. And 1. Beautiful. Now we'll take the feet nice and wide apart. We'll have the feet turned out, we'll do those little baby squats, and we're going to get that nice big openness across the shoulders and across the chest. We're going to have a little baby pulse. We're going to need, for today's workout, we're going to need a mat, some hand weights, and obviously plenty of space. We keep that chest nice and open for me. Let's keep that chest nice and lifted, and we're going to take it a little bit deeper. So at all times, make sure that your knees, ankles, and hips are nice and comfortable. We're going to keep that nice neutral position. Let's keep that width across that body. Lovely. And we're going to take it a little bit deeper. Brilliant. And we keep that width across that body, keep that gap between the chin and the chest. And again, at any time if you need to take your feet a little bit wider, do so. And you might want to bring those hands out in front and get a little bit deeper. And we're going to hold it here. And keep that chest nice and lifted for me. Keep those toe muscles in nice and tight. And we have for 3, 2, 1. Zip it up. Bring those feet nice and parallel. Reach those arms out in front. We'll get a nice big rotation. Get that chest nice and lifted. We want to keep that width across that body. Head is up nice and tall. Making sure we've got plenty of space around us so that we're not going to wrap our fingers around any bits of furniture or any walls or anything that we can possibly hurt ourselves on. So when working out at home, we want to make sure we've got plenty of space, that you're not going to trip over anything, fall over anything, and obviously just make sure we've got good ventilation and water available. Also, if you have children or pets, just make sure that obviously they're not going to get in the way and that you're not going to stumble or fall over them. Lovely. And we've got just 2 more to go. And 1 more to go on each side. Brilliant. Now we take those feet nice and wide apart. We're going to drop that weight side to side. So if it's more comfortable to have those feet parallel, do so. If you need to have them just slightly turned out, do so as well. So you want to keep that body in the range of motion that is right for your joints and what is right for your body. Keeping that chest nice and lifted, just warming up through those hips, knees and ankles. That's it, great. And we've got 2 more and 1 more. Beautiful. So bring your feet together, walk it up, lift up nice and tall. Now we're just going to swing that leg forwards and backwards. Again, just making sure that if you need to hold on to something, hold on to something. If you're a bit wobbly, that's okay. Keep those toe muscles in, nice and tight. And we want to keep that chest nice and lifted. And we've got for 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Pop that leg down, lift that chest high, swing that leg forwards and backwards. So you want to make sure we've got that nice neutral position. Again, making sure we can't bash ourselves with any bits of furniture or kick any bits of equipment that we've got near us. That's it, lovely. And we have for 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to keep those shoulders nice and open, ribs over power. So we're going to open up through that hip joint, swing that leg across that body, keeping that chest nice and lifted. Now we have for 3, 2, 1, and we switch sides, get that balance. Remember to breathe. Lovely. And we have for 3, 2, 1. And then now we're going to do that running on the spot. So again, if you've got your heart rate set on your watch, make sure you get that heart rate up. That's absolutely brilliant. Now, if the high impact version of running on the spot is too complicated for you, and you want those big marches, that is absolutely fine. Let's get that width across that belly. Let's keep that head and that neck nice and long. Brilliant. We want to keep that chest nice and lifted, keeping that then through that body, keeping that space through the ears and the shoulders. Fantastic. Let's do that head and that neck nice and long. And we want to keep it nice and light on those feet. Lovely. Now, for today's session, as I said, we're going to be needing hand weights and mat. If you've got heavy hand weights, then do less repetitions. If you've got light ones, you might want to just slow the speed down of the movement pattern just to create a little bit more intensity. Obviously, if you've got light, or not the right hand weight, but obviously the weight that I'm working with, that's absolutely brilliant. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to keep that chest nice and lifted. Let's keep that head and that neck nice and long. Brilliant. And we've done another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we'll grab our mat first. When you're coming down to the floor, do a visual check around your room to make sure that you're not going to bash into anything. So we're going to do our double chest fly with our single leg. So we're going to put the weights down first of all, again making sure that we keep everything nice and safe. We're going to start off in a nice neutral position. So first of all, I'm going to show you the chest fly and then I'll take it into the legs. If your backs are uncomfortable at the time of doing this workout, then please just make sure you keep your legs down in the starting position. So, head and neck is nice and long. With the double chest flies, we take the weights above the chest, we take the arms down towards the floor, elbows stay soft, and then we're going to draw it all the way back up. I'll do it again. Arms come down, and then all the way back up. Now with a single leg, we're going to bring both legs up to 90 degrees. We're going to take the legs down as the arm comes out to the side, and we're going to draw it back up. And then we'll take it down and up, keeping those abdominals nice and engaged, keeping that gap between the chin and the chest. So with the legs, we're going to make sure that we work on the range of motion that is comfortable for your body. We're keeping those abdominals in nice and tight. Let's keep that gap between the chin and the chest. So we've got our chest working and we've got the legs to work our tummy muscles. So we want to keep that midsection nice and taut, keeping that length through the back of the head for me, and keeping that gap between the chin and the chest. And we've got one more on each side. Brilliant. So first we'll pop your feet down, pop the weights down. Now we need to make sure those weights are out of the way for the next exercise. So we're going to roll it up, just move the mat and the weights out, just to make sure that we don't have any accidents. Again, when working out at home, we want to make sure we keep everything nice and safe, nice and secure. So when it comes to nice standing position, we'll have those feet now shoulder width apart. We'll engage through those abdominals and we want to make sure we've got those obliques, those waist muscles coming into play. We're going to take our thumbs over the top of our knuckles and we're going to go into that uppercut position. So we want to drive it from the waist, we want to get that power coming from the shoulders, and we want to keep those tummy muscles engaged. We want to keep your knees nice and soft, and we want to get that power driving from the waist and the shoulders at the same time. We also want to make sure that we're not going to punch ourselves under the chin or on the nose. So let's get those shoulders nice and open for me. Let's get that width across that body, and let's get those tummy muscles engaged. That's it, looking good. Keep those shoulders nice and wide for me. Remember to breathe, because it's a really easy one to start holding your breath on this exercise. So just keep that breath under control, and remember to breathe. That's it, brilliant. So you want to get that heart rate up, so you want to be into a slightly breathless state when we're doing our cardio sections. So we just want to push that heart rate up a little bit. Again, we just want to still be able to speak, but again, just slightly breathless. That's it, looking good everybody, keep it nice and strong. That's it, brilliant. Lovely, and we've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Brilliant. So the next exercise we're going to do is we're going to do our plank position with our single row. Now, this is an exercise that is quite challenging, so there are 2 levels that you can work at. So first we're going to need 1 hand weight. Now, with your hand weights, some of them have hexagon shapes at the end, some have circles. So if your hand weight has a circle, then obviously just be extra careful that when you're putting the weight down, it doesn't roll laterally to the right and to the left. So the first level I'm going to show you is our intermediate level. Okay, so we're going to drop that weight forwards. Okay, so all it means is we're in a 3/4 press up position. We want to keep that back nice and straight. So you want to make sure you try and avoid your bottom drawing up into the all fours. If the 3/4 press up position is too difficult, you go back to the all fours position and then we draw it up and straight down. Okay, so again, just work what is right for your body this morning. So we're going to drop that weight forwards. So we're going to squeeze the arm in and down. That is the 3/4 position. Now, if you'd like to work with me and do the hard version, you may come into a plank position. You may find that you need to take your feet slightly wider apart to give you a better base of support. Now we're going to squeeze the arm in and we're going to draw it down. We're going to squeeze it in and down. So keep those abdominals nice and tight, nice and engaged. So we keep everything engaged, abdominals, bottoms, stabilising through those shoulders. Put that weight down nice and carefully. And last repetition. Now pop those knees down, just put the weight to one side, sink that body down, get a nice stretch in between. Beautiful. Now I'm going to come back up, pop the weight over to the other side. And first of all, make sure those hands are nice and dry. Reset your body position. So, nice strong body position. We're going to squeeze the elbow in and down. So you want to make sure those abdominals stay nice and tight, keeping that gap between the chin and the chest. Keeping those abdominals engaged, keeping the bottom nice and engaged as well, making sure you don't roll through your feet. One side will always be a little bit easier. Again, if you need to drop down to the easier level for one side, that's fine. Build up to it. And last repetition. Lovely. Put the knees down. Put that weight out of the way. We're going to sink it down. Get that nice big stretch. Lovely. Now we're going to roll it up. Come up nice and steady if you've got that lower blood pressure. We're going to move the mat and your weights out of the way. Grab yourself a quick drink. And then we're going to move on to the next exercise. So it's really important when working out at home to remember to stay hydrated. You want to make sure you have small sips of water, not big glugs. So the next exercise is going to be our high knees. We can do a low impact version or high impact version. So let me show you the high impact version first. So that is your high impact version. It's nice and light on those feet. Toe muscles staying tight. Low impact version is like so. It's just as good, okay? It just means you haven't got that impact. So first of all, make sure that mat's well and truly out of the way. This exercise you can migrate forwards and backwards very, very easily. Right, I'm going to do the high impact version. Off we go. So we keep that width across that body. We keep those toe muscles in, nice and tight. Let's get that chest nice and open. Let's get that width across the body for you. So we want to keep it nice and light. Toe muscles stay in nice and tight for me. Keep those shoulders nice and open. And remember, we want to get to that nice breathless state when working out. That's it, brilliant. Keep everything nice and light for me. Keep everything nice and engaged. Brilliant, keep it nice and strong. Brilliant, and we have another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Brilliant. Give those arms and those legs a shake. Right, we're going to need our hand weights. We're going to do our lunges with bicep curls. So I'm going to do them on the diagonal so you can see the movement pattern at all times. Right, so we're going to have one hand weight in each hand. So first of all, open up those shoulders. We're going to take the right leg in front. We're going to have that left leg behind. We want to keep that back heel nice and lifted. So shoulders are open. We're going to lunge it down into that bicep curl, and then we'll come all the way up. And we're going to lunge it down and up. So don't worry about your balance. Find a spot on the wall to focus on. Keep those shoulders nice and open. Tummy muscles really nice and tight. Keeping that head nice and tall. Lovely. And last repetition. Brilliant. Now I'm going to step forwards and switch the legs over. So get that balance first of all. Get those shoulders nice and open. We're going to lunge it down and up. So we're going to keep that breastbone, tummy button, pubic bone nice and in line. Keep those shoulders nice and wide. And we have one more repetition. Brilliant. So we're going to step in, put the weights down nice and safely, and then grab yourself a drink at the same time. Mix that. Remember, all times just have nice surf water. Right, we're going to come back to the middle, and we're going to do our jabs. So, thumbs go over the top. We want to have those feet now a little bit wider apart, knees to stop. We're going to punch across that body. Punch and back. So you want to imagine you're going to go for someone's opposite shoulder. And we want to extend through the shoulder, elbow and wrist. And then we're going to pick that pace up. And we get those obliques coming into play as well. So remember, if you're getting warmer now, you might want to open a window or a door for ventilation. Or if you're getting really sweaty, you might want to tie yourselves down. So we want to remember to breathe on this one because it is so easy just to hold your breath. And that's not good when you're exercising. So again, make sure you breathe in, keeping that width across that body for me, keeping those tummy muscles in nice and tight. That's it, lovely. We want to try and keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. And we want to get that power from the waist. That's it, brilliant. Remember to breathe. Remember to keep those tummy muscles in as well. Again, it's so easy just to forget your tummy and just spend that whole time focusing on those jabs, punching out across that body in that diagonal position. So again, try not to forget everything. But it is easy, so don't worry. That's it, breathe, get that nice heavy breathing going. Looking good, keep it nice and strong, brilliant. Lovely, and we have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Brilliant. So we'll come down to the floor now. So we're just going to need your mat. So just make sure you've got plenty of space to the sides of you, okay? So we're going to come down to the floor, and we're going to have our nice and neutral position. So we want to have those feet nice and parallel. We have that pubic bone to our mats nice and level, keeping that rib cage over the pelvis. So if you've got a hairband, then you might want to just adjust it down a fraction. Lovely. So we're going to have those thumbs to our forehead. We want to focus on that breastbone, so that's that flat bone in between the chest. We're going to curl it up, and we're going to go 1, 2, and back down. So we want to draw that rib cage towards the pubic bone, keep it nice and engaged, and back down. So tummy muscle stays nice and tight. So as you lift up through that breastbone and through the upper back, that gap between the floor and the spine will disappear. That's perfect. We're going to really keep those abdominals engaged from your pubic bone all the way to the bottom of the ribs. So we really want to tighten everything through that midsection. We want to try and avoid pushing the belly, those abdominals, towards the ceiling. Try and draw that abdominal wall towards you. Now, if you wish to make it a fraction harder, you can bring your legs up to 90 degrees. So we're going to curl it up, and we'll go 1, 2, and down. 1, 2, and down. So again, making sure those abdominals stay in, making sure those legs stay at 90. If you feel they're migrating forwards, just have a reset. We've got another 4 to go. So 1, get into that posture. 2, 3, and last repetition. Brilliant. Pop those legs down. Right, so we're going to bring that knee in towards the chest. We're going to lift that leg up, and we'll get a nice big stretch into the hamstring and calf. So you want to get that stretch coming through and coming down. So we're going to press that heel up to the ceiling. Keep those shoulders nice and open. Try and avoid putting on that knee joint. Always try and pull it on the belly of the muscle. Don't worry if there's a little bit of shaking going on, that's the stretch reflex kicking into play to protect our joints. And then we're going to lower it down. We're going to raise the leg up. Again, draw that knee towards the chest, pressing that heel up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to roll it up. And we're going to face the centre. So, we're going to bring the soles of our feet together. We're going to let those knees drop down. We're going to draw those heels in, keeping that chest nice and lifted. Keeping that width across that body. Brilliant. And then we're going to take that leg out in front. We're going to lift up out of that hip joint. We're going to reach it forward. So again, stretch through those hamstrings and calves. Again, most of the time our hamstrings and calves are a little tighter, so doing an extra stretch is absolutely brilliant. And then we're going to switch it over. So we're going to lift up out of that hip joint, reach it forwards, get that nice big stretch. Great. Now we're going to take that leg over the top. We're going to swing that leg around. We'll keep that chest nice and lifted. We're going to bring that knee in towards the chest. Keep that head up nice and tall for me. Beautiful. We're then going to untangle. Again, bring that knee in towards the chest. Keep that chest nice and open. Great. Now we're going to stretch out those hip flexors. So we're going to untangle ourselves. We're going to come up onto our knees. Now if you have any knee issues, obviously then you may want to do this standing. So we're going to take that leg out in front. We're going to drop that weight forward. So we want to open up through the hip first. So we're going to pull that hip back to get that nice openness coming all the way through. That's it, great. And then we're going to switch the legs over. Again, drop the weight forwards first of all. Then we're going to draw that hip back. Again, really thinking about opening up through that front of that hip flexor. Keep those shoulders nice and open. Beautiful. Then we're going to come to a standing position. We're going to start with our chest. So we're going to bring those arms behind us. Interlock those hands. Draw the shoulders back or reach the arms up. Keep that head up nice and tall. Great. And I'm going to interlock those hands for me. Run around through the upper back. Get that nice big stretch through the upper back and shoulders. Now we're going to bring the arm across the body. I want to keep the shoulder drawing down, feet shoulder width apart. I want to get that nice stretch again through those shoulders. And then we'll take the arm across the body, stabilising through that spine, keeping that head nice and tall, keeping that width across the body. Lovely. And then we're going to reach the arm up to the ceiling, get that nice big stretch into those triceps. And then the other side. Brilliant. And then we're going to come into a standing quadricep stretch. If you need to hold on for this, do so. We're going to bring that ankle up to the bottom. We're going to keep those knees together. Great. And then we're going to pop that foot down. We're going to do exactly the same on the other side, just get that balance. Tuck those hips forward. Excellent. And then we'll take one foot in front, one foot behind. We're going to drop that weight forward, a nice big hinge into the hip. Then we just increase that stretch going down the back of the calf. You can keep it upright and you just get not so much of a deeper stretch into the calf, that's all. So if you need a little bit extra stretch, just have that hinge forwards at the hip. Brilliant. And then we're going to have those feet nice and parallel. We're going to take a nice big deep breath in. We're going to breathe it out. We'll reach it all the way up. And then all the way down and up. Fantastic, that's it. I hope you enjoyed today's session. And we look forward to seeing you very, very soon on our on-demand studio. Take care and see you soon. Bye-bye.